All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's start and do body sculpt. I'm going to start by tipping the screen down. You can see me. All right. We're going to take 2 steps to the side and 2 steps back. Changing the arm position, forward and back. Hello, we just started. Yay, welcome. Just started. All right, changing the arm position. Keep going. Last one. Okay, heels. Warming up those ankles a little bit and the Achilles tendons. All right, tapping to the side. Rico, what are you thinking about? Last 2. All right, engaging the abs and bringing the knee up higher. Slow march. Last 2. Okay. I'm going to use the chair and do a wide knee, elbow to wide knee. So just working on the hip flexor. So you can use the chair or not, use your balance support. Try to get that knee wide. Working on warming up the core as well as hip mobility. Last one. All right, use the chair or not. All right, I'm gonna bring this knee up across the body. So we also continue to warm up the core. Last one. And the other side. You feel welcome to hold on if you would like. One more. All right. Good mornings. Pressing the hips back. Knees have a slight bend. We come down. The gaze is on the floor. And the back stays really straight. Head is aligned with the spine. Last one. All right. So this next one might, I'll give you 2 options. It might not work for everybody to do the more advanced version. So this is the regular version like this, going off the heels. So if you want to add to it, you can pick up some heavier weights, heavy weights, medium, medium, heavy. If you feel like you want more and you want to try it, you're going to go into a squat, not a deep one, just a squat like this. Hold the body as still as you can and you can hold on to something. I'm gonna lift just the heels. So see how my body is pretty still? It's just the bottom, the feet that are working. You can hold on to something like this. So this is a leg strengthener for the soleus, the back of the calves. And that is, it's an exercise for balance. Do more or less? All right. So now we're going to lift the toes without letting the body move. So it's going to look like this. It's pretty small. People say, oh, I can't lift them very much. It's fine. So we don't want to use the body. We don't want to do this. It's not what we're looking for, because that won't strengthen the muscles in front of the shins. That's what we're trying to do to help with balance. So let's say it's hard to do this. You can do one at a time. You can also do it sitting on a plane, traveling. Do one at a time or two at a time when you're sitting. Really important to have strong tibialis interior muscles. So I'm just showing you these. You can do them on your own, of course, and I recommend doing it every day. All right. And we'll do rock the boat, putting the legs apart, the feet apart, and then just going off the heel, keeping the body as still as possible, using momentum. If you feel like that's too easy and you want to level up, you can go off your whole foot. But what we're not looking for is this. Just looking to use momentum and rock back and forth. Last few, and this is another one you can do on your own if you want. Okay, so let's grab your medium weights. Okay, gonna have our legs hip width apart and shift the weight forward. So it doesn't have to be a big stride, it can just be a regular stride that we use for walking. We're going to add some opposite bicep curls with that shift forward, taking the weight off the back foot. This is also a balance exercise. Breathing deeply, heart rate is a little bit up. All right, if you want to level up, you can go a little bit deeper. No worries if that's not going to work for you today. Going a little bit deeper if you would like, and having the back heel shift, come up a little bit. And one more. All right, rolling the shoulders back. The arms are at 90 degrees. Let's open them up a little tiny bit more, keeping the shoulders where they are, not letting the shoulders move. Bringing the elbows up to the shoulder height. Letting the lower arms just go for the ride. Last one. All right. Going to the opposite side of the chest. Challenging yourself with whatever weight you're using. So if I were using a 2, I wouldn't be challenged at all. I'm not saying, I don't see what people are using. I'm not saying anybody's using a 2 today. But sometimes I look out in my class and I see men using like a 2, and I just think you're not doing anything for yourself. Last 2. All right, nice. Okay, hammer curls up in 1, down in 3. Not fully extending on the bottom. Not resting on the bottom of the range. Last one. All right, Arnold press. So we're going to bring our arms in front as close as we can with the fingernails facing you, and then turn it around, fingernails facing me. So we're doing part of an Arnold press. We're not doing the whole thing. We're just doing the part that you turn. All right, then bringing it out, we're going to lift one. So of course, if you're not supposed to lift overhead, please don't. A little bit in front of the ears, and then turn it again. Turn one at a time. Turn it one at a time. And again, last one. Woo. Great. Okay. So just one weight, and I'm going to put the feet hip width apart, and then a little tiny bit more. Take one leg back, not super far back, just maybe a foot or so, foot and a half or so. And I'm going to take the weight and take it from the shoulder to the outside of the hip and do a little split squat. Shoulder to the outside of the hip. The core move as well as a leg move. So we're going to gently press the front heel in. That will keep us in good form. Have the knees track the toes. Your back heel is up all the way. And your legs are more than hip width apart. That makes it so it's more in your glutes than your knees. Last one. All right, holding the medium weight in your outside arm, the arm opposite of the leg that's forward. You can always use your chair for balance support. We're going to take it down and then back up. So nice and controlled. That front heel is gently pressed in. That way we're not going to come forward with our knees and hurt our knees. All right, hold it down. And some bicep curls. Up in one, down in three, up. Keeping the wrists straight. All right, hold it here. Keep put your arm in a neutral position so it's not so it's just comfortable bent. You're gonna pulse up 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. And then hold it static. Take a break whenever you need it. Of course, we're gonna lift the front heel. Lift, 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 and release and rest. So why do we lift that front heel? Well, you can feel it in your legs. It strengthens the legs, but especially the soleus, which helps with balance. Okay, let's get water if you'd like it, and then we'll move on. So I'm going to put the leg that's closest to the chair to balance support back. The legs are more than hip width apart. Put them back. Wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? Oh my goodness, I think I did it wrong. But do the opposite of what you just did. I think I did it a little bit backwards. But anyway, we'll do whatever you did first, on the other side. Okay, so first we're going to start with taking our weight from the shoulder to the outside of the hip. All right. I think okay. Let me just try to regroup here. Okay, so we're just going to bring it down I think we actually did split squats when we did that before. If you're watching the recording, you can know what I did and do the opposite. All right, hold it down and bicep curls. All right, nice. Holding that weight in a neutral position and then little inch, 1 inch up, 1 inch, 1 inch. Hold it down. Lift the front heel, lift, 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 lift. Try to make sure your heel is not collapsing out. Going up straight, one more, and take a moment. Shake it out. Okay, so let's go to the mat and bring your medium weights with you, maybe medium heavy. Okay, so laying on the mat, then contract our abs and bring our low back onto the mat. Bring the low, pull the low back. Bring the low back onto the mat so that you are, that it stays there. And okay, we keep our abs really still as we inhale and then lift one leg up. So the only joint moving here is the hip joint. Oh, refill, lay down. So keep going. Lay down, lay down, lay down. All right, and then the other side, engaging and keeping the low back on the mat, keeping the torso as still as you can. Flex that foot. And the only joint moving here is the hip joint. So keep going. So I'll show you if you're using just the knee joint, it's like this and it doesn't do as much. Nobody's doing that, I'm sure. I just want to let you know why it's just the hip joint. All right, last one. Great. And grab one of your weights and we'll put it toward the forehead. You don't have to touch it. And then bring the knee up. Lots of control, keeping that low back exactly where it is. Really controlled. You want to keep everything really stable except for the leg and the hip joint and of course the arms. But we want to keep that core totally still. Last one. All right. Stretch it out. Okay, I'm going to do windshield wipers with the knees side to side. Rico's drinking water. I don't know if you hear that. It's very loud. Breathing deeply. All right. And picking up one of the weights again. This time, I'm going to extend one leg. And let's say it bothers you to have your leg straight. No worries. You can bend your leg instead. What we're going to do is, I'll show you with the leg straight, but you can bend yours. We're going to go down to the floor without resting and then back up, keeping the core still. We've done these a lot. I really love them. So if your back starts popping up, your low back, you can certainly not go any further. Go back up with control. Okay, hold the leg up and get your other weight, get your other medium weight or the other one that matches. And we're going to put the weights together, touching, bring them down to the chest, bring them up, and then open up to the side. Down to the chest, up, and open it to the side. We're touching again, down to the chest, back up. When you open up to the side, they're going to, your arms are going to be slightly bent. And they're going to stay in the same position all the way out and all the way back in. You don't need to bend them more or less as you move them. And one more beach. All right, nice. Put one down, lift the other leg up, keeping that low back on the mat, going all the way down and all the way back up. My tights look orange in this video, but they're not orange at all. They're kind of like raspberry and pink. All right. Holding it up, grab your other weight, and we're going to do the same thing. Down to the chest and then out to the side. Touching, down to the chest, out to the side. Last one. All right. Okay, take a moment, take a rest, and let's circle the ankles while we're resting. Okay, let's put one weight down. Bring one leg up and the opposite arm up. So now we're going to keep the body as stable as possible. As always, take, and the arm is going to be slightly bent. We're going to go straight out to the side with both in the opposite direction and then come back. Breathing. So, of course, the goal is to keep everything still. And so you need to go out with control, then back in with control, and not go any further than if you start to move around and not be able to control it, just come right back. All right, hold that leg up, grab the other weight, skull crushers up above your chest. We're going to move them back about an inch and then bend and extend the elbows, leaving the shoulders totally still as much as we can. Always going for progress. We're working the triceps in this move, which are the biggest muscles in our arms, in the top of the arms. All right, putting one weight down, then do the opposite leg that we used before, and then going out to the side, straight out to the side with both the arm and the leg. And one more. All right, get your other weight. We're gonna have both weights again. And now another set of skull crushers. So pulling the arms back a little bit, maybe 1 inch or so, and then bend and extend. Bend, extend, engage abs, engage core as always. Last one. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do some bridges on the heels. So pushing up, so it's a glute bridge. It's not a yoga bridge. I say this all the time, but just make sure your low back is relaxed. You're just engaging your glutes. You're gonna come up and then tap the knees out, in and down, up, out, in and down. If you want to challenge it more, you can always put your arms up to the ceiling. Up, out, in, down, up, hold it up, out, in and down, up, out, in, down. Keep going. And take a rest. All right. Next, we're going to go up on the heels and just tap out, out, out. So getting ready, up on the heels and go up and tap out, 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 out. Keep going. Breathe. Keeping those hips up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. I'll just wait a couple minutes. All right, we're going to go up on our full foot and then try to keep the hip bones even as we march. So this is a very advanced move, but just try it, see how it feels. So let's say today it doesn't feel like it's working that well. You can always just lift a tiny bit and see how it feels. Keeping those hip bones even, keeping the hips up. 4, 3 more. And last one. And stretch it out. All right, one more thing. We're going to do bird dog. If you don't, if going on your hands and knees doesn't feel right, you can do the same thing standing up. Okay, so bracing the core, taking one leg out, and then lifting the opposite arm, and then going back and alternating, going to the other side. So this is a good test for core strength. And it also strengthens your core. Last few. But we're going to hold the last one up here. Point the thumb up. And we're 1-inch pulse up, up, up. And the other side. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice. Take a moment. All right, we're going to do about 30 seconds more of exercise, and then we'll do a quick stretch. You can stretch more after class, of course. Okay, so on your hands and knees. So we're going to do a plank. You can do any plank you want behind your hands and knees, or curling your toes under doesn't work. Do another plank on the wall, anywhere, on the wall, on your hands, on your forearms. All right, here we go. We're going to press up only 3 inches. Hold it here. And release, rest. We're going to go back up. Hold it here. Breathe. And rest. And one more. Back up. Hold it here. And rest. All right, cat and cow. And put one leg out, stretch all the way back and all the way forward. The other side, all the way back, all the way forward. then sit down. Reach up. Roll the shoulders back. Make a C curve with your back and come forward. And gently come up. Slowly. One more C curve with your back. Big breath in. Another big breath in. Yay for you. All right, it's such beautiful weather. I really want us to get together. I'm gonna look at the weather for next week and throw out some options and hope we can do it. All right, I'll talk to Jo. Maybe she's a good logistics person. All right, bye for now, y'all. Thanks so much. See you next time.